up, Niners faithful? This is Juju Talk Sports. I'm joined, of course, by Jose Corral. This is 49 Reasons to Listen. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, leave a like, leave a comment, and let's get into the video. So, Jose, after the disappointing Week 1 performance against the Arizona Cardinals, we knew one thing about this team. They needed wide receiver help. And there were some rumors out there that got me a little bit excited. And then they signed Mohamed Sanu. So Mohamed Sanu is a Niner. Jose, thoughts? Happy? Is happy? Little kind of cock-blocked a little? A little?
A little cock-blocked because I was
teased.
A little bit excited. Yeah, a little bit teased because I was excited because of some of the names that are being thrown out there. More importantly, Odell Beckham Jr. was kind of thrown into the mix now, knowing that the Browns are looking to maybe get rid of him or maybe to ship him somewhere else. So I was kind of leaning towards there. Maybe the Niners have an opportunity there to sign someone who can make an immediate impact. With that being said, I don't think Mohamed Sanu is the guy that's going to come in and make an immediate impact because the last team he was with, he failed to do that. He failed to do that when a team where he had the best quarterback of all time, he really kind of failed to make an impact on that team where they thought that he was going to come in and kind of fill a void that they really needed. And it's kind of the same thing for the Niners right now. They need someone at that position who could really kind of juice up things and kind of, provide a spark for, a position that really needs it right now. I don't think Mohamed Sanu is that guy. If you would have told me this 4 years ago, that he would have been signing with the Niners, I would have been excited. Right now, when I first saw the news, I wasn't the most excited, but hey, you never know. It is an extra body at that position, and it is a body who has experience at the position. But immediate impact, I just don't see it with Mo Sanu.
Here's my problem with Mo Sanu. He's a great complementary piece wide receiver, but we have enough complementary pieces. We need a guy. My problem with the signing is I think what Sunday's performance taught me above everything else is we need that guy. And I have been the biggest Odell Beckham Jr. critic over the last 4 years. I think the guy is living purely off reputation. If you told me right now that the Niners brought in Odell Beckham Jr., day one, he is better than any of the wide receivers the Niners currently have on their roster.
No, I 100% agree. I definitely agree that he would be a guy. I don't know how it would work just because of the personality issues, and he's kind of caused some trouble with the Giants, obviously, and even with the Cleveland Browns. He's been more off the field talk than more on the field, but we need someone that could just provide a spark. And like you mentioned it, he's just more talented and just far out better than any options that we have at the position right now. And that's no shot at, Trent Taylor, at Kendrick Bourne, at some of the guys that we do have right now. Obviously, we're thin because of injuries at that position. But from what we saw this past Sunday, we need somebody that could just, get some separation from defensive backs. If that's one thing that we could see that Odell Beckham could still do, he could still get some separation. If you put him on one-on-one positions, he could still win one-on-one battles. A lot of the guys that played on Sunday, they just couldn't. They just couldn't get past their matchups. And that's the problem right now. We need guys with a little bit more speed. We need guys that can just make plays because at that position, we just don't have it right now. Odell Beckham Jr. may be a guy that could do it. But, with the signing now of Mo Sanu, it's pretty much out the window that they're going to be able to bring someone in of that caliber.
I know you don't want to take shots, but I gladly will. This wide receiving group is not what we need it to be. These guys, if I have to watch Dante Pettis take another snap at this point, I'm just going to throw my remote at the television screen. It's frustrating. I think that we just need a guy. We just need a guy, like a guy that you look at the screen and you're like, that guy's the dude. This guy is leading the wide receiving room. And I don't know if that was necessarily Odell or that was Allen Robinson, but when those two names became available today, and I'm looking at, okay, what teams need wide receiving help? The San Francisco 49ers, big time. Because even optimistically, I'm projecting Debo to be back in about 3-4 weeks, right? That's still a wide receiver coming off of a major foot injury. Then let's look at the rookie wide receiver, first round, Brandon Ayuk. He's still a rookie. What's the high upside for a rookie wide receiver? 700 yards, a few touchdowns here and there. That's not terrible, but it's not what you need for a number one wide receiver position. And not to mention he has a hamstring injury that's always very limiting and always get re-aggravated. So as far as a Mohamed Sanu signing, it's fine. I think that we do need veteran wide receiver help, but you always have to ask yourself, why was he cut from a wide receiving room that wasn't necessarily just loaded with wide receiving talent as is? The Patriots obviously invested a lot in this guy. They sent a second round pick to Atlanta to acquire him, which is really them going out of their way to outbid the Niners, because you figured that the Niners were going to be on Mohamed Sanu last year, and they ended up getting beat to the punch, which worked out better for them. Of course, that caused them to go out there and get Emmanuel Sanders for a third and a fifth. But I think that's very telling, and that sends red flags. That sends alarm signals in my head that Mohamed Sanu is not the same wide receiver he was. And let's even just talk about the wide receiver that Mohamed Sanu is. He's a great possession wide receiver, but if we're looking at like what his best year is, so that 2016 Atlanta Falcons team that we always think about when we think about Kyle, that was 653 yards, 50 receptions, 4 touchdowns, which again, second wide receiver, third wide receiver on the depth chart you can live with. But he's expected to come in and just be a veteran wide receiver one on this team until such time that either Ayuk establishes himself or Debo comes back healthy. If he's not ready to do that, and we're assuming too that he's going to come into camp ready to play, which is a lot to ask of a guy. We know he's been in Kyle's system, but he hasn't been in Kyle's system for at least 3 years now. So that's a lot of time to have to remember a whole offense. So are we convinced that he's just going to step in and, oh, yeah, that play. Oh, yeah, you want me to run the curl to the left with the fade route? Oh, okay. No, it's not going to be as simple as just riding a bike, I feel. So I don't hate it, but I think the Niners should have aimed bigger. But Niners faithful, what do you think? Let us know in the comments below. Go ahead and like this video, and remember to always hit that subscribe button, because there's 49 reasons to listen, but there's a ton more reasons to subscribe to the channel. I mean, there's 2 reasons right here, Jose and myself. So, I mean, that's a pretty good reasons right there, I think, right?
Absolutely.
Anyway, so, I mean, at least he gets a softball matchup, the Jets in week 2. Stay tuned for our preview. That's going to be coming up in the next couple days. We'll see you next time, Niners faithful. Revenge Tour 2020. -1 loss. See you next time.